Good day everyone and welcome to Superb Math class. If you are watching this video for the first time, I want you to search for Superb Modern Academy on Facebook and follow the page, or search for Superb Math class and follow the page so that you can always get our videos when they are posted. In today's class, we are asked to find n in this equation 244 in base n. So to solve this problem, we know that this is 2 times n raised to the power of, remember this is 0, 1, 2. So this is raised to power 2. Then this is plus 4 times n raised to power 1 plus 4 times n raised to power 0. And it is given to be equal to 1 times, this is base 4. Remember this is 0, 1, 2, 3. So 1 times 4 raised to power 3 plus 0 times 4 raised to power 2 plus 2 times 4 raised to power 1 plus 2 times 4 raised to power 0. This will give us 2n squared plus, this is 4n plus, remember n raised to power 0 is equal to 1 based on the laws of indices. So this will give us 4 times 1, which is 4, and it is equal to 1 times 4 raised to power 3, that's 4 times 4 times 4 to give us 64. This one is 0 because anything times 0 is 0. Then this is 4 raised to power 1, and that is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. This is 4 raised to power 0 is 1. Remember that, the law of indices. So 1 times 2 is 2. Okay? This gives us 2n squared plus 4n plus 4 equals to 64 plus 8 is 72 plus 2 is 76. 64 plus 8 is 72 plus 2 is 74. And that will give us 2n squared plus 4n plus 4. This 74, we can move it to the right hand side, it becomes negative, and this side becomes 0. So we have 2n squared plus 4n. 4 minus 74 is simply minus 70 equals to 0. Dividing both sides by 2 so that n squared can be free, we shall have n squared plus 2n minus 35, because 70 divided by 2 is 35, equals to 0 divided by 2 is 0. So if you look at this is a quadratic equation, and we can solve this by factorization method. What we do is, in factorization method, is to look for two terms such that when we multiply them together, we shall have 35n squared. And when we add or subtract them, we should have 2n. If you think very well, that will give us minus 7n plus 7n minus 5n. When you do that, you shall have 2n. Okay, and if you multiply this by this, you should have this. So we now use these two terms to replace 2n. We now have n squared plus 7n minus 5n minus 35 equals to 0. Now we group them into two groups. This is what we call factorization by grouping. So we have n squared plus 7n in one group minus 5n minus 35 in another group equals to 0. But having introduced this minus here, in order for us to maintain this minus because of the bracket, we have to change this to plus. Okay? So we shall now have, in this bracket, there are some common factors, like n is common. We are left with n plus 7 here. And here, our 5 is common. We are left with n plus 7 equals to 0. If you look at this very well, you will see that n plus 7 is common. We can also factor that out, so that we now have, here we are left with n, and here we are left with 5, and everything equals to 0. Now, when you have the product of two things to be equal to 0, it means either this is equal to 0 or this is equal to 0. And that is to say, n plus 7 is equal to 0, or n minus 5 is equal to 0. In this first instance, it's clear that n is equal to minus 7, while here it is also clear that n is equal to 5. But since we are looking for, the n is a base, certainly we know that this will be the right answer. So in this case, n is simply equal to 5. And this is the solution to this very problem. Thank you so much for listening. May God bless you.